So as you can tell, we are obviously not at the shop today. We are taking a little bit of a field trip.
Shedding the aprons.
Exactly. We're gonna do something a little fun. So one of the questions we get asked all the time, not only in our shop, but on the comment section as well, is what brands of shoes do we recommend? So having worked on hundreds of these shoes, I gotta tell you, one of the biggest brands that we recommend is Allen Edmonds. And today we are here at the Allen Edmonds shop here in Nashville. We're gonna talk to the folks inside and learn a little bit more about Allen Edmonds. So let's do it. Kennard, how are you?
I'm doing really good.
Good seeing you again, buddy.
It's good to see you, man.
So who have you got with us today?
Actually, I have Ryan Stowe.
Ryan?
He's our regional manager
Nice to meet
for
you.
the central
Nice to meet
region of
you.
Allen Edmonds. Leads that business from where I am from.
Based out of St. Louis, but yeah, from Minneapolis down through Miami.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then we also have Emily Skinner. She's right here in Nashville with us. We're very proud of her.
Hi.
Emily?
Emily, nice to meet you.
So, not everything is the Park Avenue.
That right.
Allen
Right.
Edmonds has evolved and is still evolving. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Yeah. What's great about the brand is we built our name on the Park Avenue, and the notoriety that comes from that classic traditional shoe. We've been able to expand that into other patterns, but for today's guy, we don't see guys wearing a suit every day the way we did back then. So in some ways, we've been forced to evolve, but we've been able to use that same expertise that we have from the Park Avenue and roll that into some new styles too. So a couple I would call out, the Strand Mock here. This takes our classic pattern of the Strand, which is one of our other best sellers in a dress shoe. Takes that same pattern, does it in casual leathers, so in this case a tan nubuck, and then also adds some casual elements, and on this model that would be a day-night outsole. So day-night, obviously a brand that most shoe aficionados are familiar with.
In olive green.
In olive green, yeah. So this was a project we worked on with Day-Night to develop this color exclusively for us, and the response has been great. Even the interest from other shoe companies has been interesting to hear.
I like it. It complements.
It's neutral enough that you can get by with most colors on the upper, but different enough that it's going to stand out. So that's been a favorite of customers for a few years now, and we've been able to add to that lineup in the Strand Mock. So Strand Mock's a great one. Our boots right now are some of the best shoes in the store, in all honesty. So in this case, this is the Alpine cap toe. This has a new sole from Vibram. Their Arctic grip sole. So kind of interesting. You'd read the details on it, but it has little bits of ceramic that grip the ice. And Vibram's really proud of that. When we go to show in Italy, they have the booth set up so we can test it, and they'll allow you to walk on a block of ice that they keep cool to the show. Really cool setup. And then the white cross here is actually thermochromatic, which means once it gets below 32 degrees, this turns blue. It lets you know, hey, there's a chance of ice out there. So kind of interesting. The upper on this is done with a Weinheimer calfskin out of Germany, and it also has a waterproof membrane through the middle. So we refer to this as part of our weatherproof collection, meaning the upper's great in the weather, the sole's great in the weather, but this is one that we still want you to be able to recraft. So still welted, which obviously leaves a little opportunity if you were to stand in water for a long time, but the recraftability is something that we find really important.
So Kennard, tell me a little bit about the different shapes of the toes on Allen Edmonds. Like, we all know about sort of the almond toe that are the old classics, but like the St. John's, like I have on here, I love the little tapered look to it. So tell me a little bit more about the different options you can get at Allen Edmonds.
Trent, you bring up a really good point. Allen Edmonds really was created around a classic look. That's derived from our lasting process. Here's the St. John's, which it gives you a very European type silhouette versus the rounded Americana silhouette that you get with the Park Avenue.
Sure.
This really appeals to the young professional.
Yeah.
I love what you're wearing today.
I'm actually sporting that today, so yeah, I'm a big fan of the St. John.
Exactly. But what we're finding with our Heritage collection, with the Park Avenue, the McAllister, even the Strand, it's just a classic. It's the quintessential men's dress shoe. But then again, as we evolve as a brand, we get into different shapes.
Now, one of the things that we were talking about earlier as well is, so many guys get used to that one shape of shoe that they've been wearing for years, and they're perhaps nervous to go down to something that has a little bit of maybe a tapered toe to it. So you were saying earlier that, you know, folks can still jump from different, you know, last shape to another one. You know, it's all about the sizing, correct?
Absolutely, and that's what makes Allen Edmonds special. You know, a lot of brands today offer one, maybe two widths through their collection, like M for medium and W for wide. At Allen Edmonds, we offer 9 different widths, and that makes us special. So we go from a AAA all the way to a triple E. And if you consider our special makeup program, you could even get a quad A.
Kennard, tell me a little bit about the Independence collection that you got here.
Oh, the Independence collection is the creme de la creme in the collection, aside from our shell Cordovan. But let's talk about Independence for a minute. First of all, years ago, the top of the line collection at Allen Edmonds was made in Italy. And the leaders of the company sat around the boardroom table and decided maybe that's not a great idea. We're a made in America company. Our top of the line should be a made in America collection. And there birthed the Independence collection. So the styles are named after the signers of the Declaration of Independence. So in the past, the Rutledge, the Adams, I hold the Jefferson, the Hopkinson is part of the collection. So what we did is the major difference in our Heritage collection and the Independence collection are really in the raw materials. Heath, we source the upper from a high-end tannery in southern France. Very proud of that relationship. We also line the shoe in lambskin.
Very soft.
Very soft to the touch, opposed to lining our Heritage collection in cowhide. The insole is a pour-on type cushioned insole. We still offer the cork midsole as we do throughout our collections. The sole is a two-tone sole, but what's really neat is we use the brass tacking in the top lift, and I love how we soften the waistline with this beveled edge. Just a great comfort product.
You see they've done some detailing, the fudge wheel around on the
Absolutely.
welt hill.
We call that wheeling of the welt, and we only do it with the Independence collection. So for the gentleman who wants that creme de la creme, that special product, the Independence collection is the way to.
So guys, like we've always said, it's extremely important that you know the correct size of your foot. You know, so many people, just like your body is not exactly proportionate, a lot of times your feet aren't exactly proportionate. What you may be like a 10.5 on one, you may be a 10 on the other. And they can vary width size as well. So it's extremely important before you buy a pair of shoes that your feet are measured. And that's exactly what Emily's gonna do for me today. Emily, I don't know what size my foot is. I say it's a 10.5, maybe an 11. You tell me.
All right, we'll figure out if you're lying to me or not.
All right. Now, is it important to do both feet, or does the old adage do your strong side?
It's critical to do both feet. Actually, about 63% of us have different size feet.
All right.
Because actually, and you have remarkably similarly sized feet. But both of your feet actually come out to a 10 in length. But what's significant is for a 10 in length, you'd expect a 10.5 ball measurement. And the ball measures the widest part of the foot. On your feet, you have between an 11.5 and a 12, which is pretty significantly longer than average. And the reason why that's significant is the ball measures the widest part of the foot. So if you have a longer than average arch, instead of the widest part of the foot landing right here where the widest part of the foot is, it lands up here where the shoe starts to narrow. So in your case, we do have to lengthen it to a 10.5.
Well, good. So that's, like I said, it's extremely important to know. Guys, definitely make sure that you're having your foot measured with the, is it Brannock?
Brannock device. Yeah.
Brannock. Yes, with that device, again, before you buy a pair of shoes, very important.
Then let's jump over to the next one up. And we've got the shell Cordovan.
Absolutely.
Allen Edmonds really known with their shell Cordovan, so tell us about it.
Well, you know, we source our leather from a tannery called Horween out of Chicago, and my understanding, their company was birthed in the late 1800s or early 1900s, like Allen Edmonds, We were established in 1922, so there's a rich history in our company.
It's a very robust, very sturdy leather. It's one of those that you're going to hand down to your grandkids if you take care of it, and it's going to look just as beautiful, you know, 2-3 generations later as it does today. It's a beautiful, beautiful leather. It's not even a leather. It's a membrane.
Exactly. And
generic.
It's funny that you mentioned that. A lot of our customers who have shell in their collection suggest that their first piece of shell came from their dad or their grandfather. So it's a generational product.
Very cool. And these are all of these are topped off with JR soles. It's got the Horween stamp on there. Got y'all stamp. It's letting you know.
And the JR sole is special. You know, it's sourced in Germany, and it actually takes a year to treat the leather that you use for the JR sole before it's actually crafted into a sole. So the JR sole is more durable, and it's just long lasting.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, whether you're the 20-year-old guy looking for your first pair of good quality shoes, or whether you're the gentleman who is looking to add a little bit higher quality shoe to your shoe collection, definitely check Allen Edmonds out. I don't think you will be disappointed at all.
Guys, we're going to put the Allen Edmonds link down in the description below, so definitely go and check out the collections that they have, see if there's anything you like. Also, make sure you go to their website if you live abroad and you want to actually go to a store. There is a place on their website where you can type in your zip code and it'll show you the closest location. That way you can go in, get your feet measured and do it that way. Or if you're brave, just go straight to their website and buy from there. But I definitely think you should check out Allen Edmonds.
So guys, again, I hope you enjoyed this. We appreciate you following along. And again, until next time, have a great day.